The Great Adventure of Benny the Baffled Beagle. Once upon a time in a cozy little town, there lived a beagle named Benny. Benny was a lively and cheerful dog who loved his treats, enjoyed his daily walks, and was always the center of attention at the local dog park. His life was filled with joy and excitement, but one day, everything changed. Observed behavior. Mrs. Thompson, Benny's loving owner, began to notice some peculiar changes in his behavior. Benny, who usually gobbled up his food with great enthusiasm, started to eat less and seemed uninterested in his favorite treats. He also appeared to have less energy, preferring to nap instead of running around chasing squirrels. Most concerning of all, Benny, who was usually the life of the party at the dog park, was now avoiding his doggy friends and seemed withdrawn. Something's not right, thought Mrs. Thompson. Determined to get to the bottom of Benny's unusual behavior, she decided to play detective. She kept a close eye on Benny's every move, noting his eating habits, energy levels, and social interactions. Each day, she jotted down her observations in a little notebook. Health check. Worried that Benny's strange behavior might be due to a health issue, Mrs. Thompson scheduled a visit to the vet. After a thorough examination, the vet declared Benny physically healthy. He might be experiencing some stress or anxiety, the vet suggested. This left Mrs. Thompson both relieved and puzzled. Environmental changes. Back at home, Mrs. Thompson pondered what could be causing Benny's stress. She considered if there had been any recent changes in his environment. It dawned on her that Benny's strange behavior began around the same time her niece, Emily, moved in with her rambunctious cat, Whiskers. Whiskers was playful but sometimes a bit too energetic for Benny's liking. That could be it, she mused. She realized that the sudden presence of Whiskers might be overwhelming for Benny. Exercise and mental stimulation. Determined to help Benny return to his happy self, Mrs. Thompson decided to increase his physical exercise and mental stimulation. She started taking Benny on longer walks through the scenic trails of the nearby forest. Benny loved sniffing around and exploring new scents. She also introduced new games to their routine, like hide and seek with his favorite toys and fetch with a frisbee. To keep his mind engaged, she bought him some puzzle toys that dispensed treats when solved. Benny, although still a bit reserved, seemed to enjoy these new activities, training and socialization. Mrs. Thompson realized that Benny might benefit from additional training and socialization. They enrolled in a fun doggy training class at the local pet center. The classes were filled with playful puppies and experienced trainers. Benny learned new tricks like rolling over, playing dead, and even dancing on his hind legs. The best part was that Benny made new friends, both human and canine. This helped him regain some of his lost confidence and joy, comfort and security. To ensure Benny felt safe and secure at home, Mrs. Thompson created a cozy corner just for him. She set up a comfy dog bed with his favorite blanket and surrounded it with his beloved toys. She also placed a few calming aids like a lavender-scented spray and played soothing music to help him relax. Benny seemed to appreciate this special spot, and it became his go-to place whenever he felt overwhelmed. Gradually, Benny began to return to his old self. His appetite improved, his energy levels soared, and he started to socialize with his friends at the dog park again. Mrs. Thompson was overjoyed to see her beloved beagle happy and healthy once more. One sunny afternoon, as they strolled through the park, Benny suddenly dashed off to chase a squirrel, his tail wagging furiously. Mrs. Thompson laughed heartily, knowing that Benny was truly back to his lively self. Benny the Baffled Beagle was baffled no more, thanks to Mrs. Thompson's loving care and attention, and so, Benny and Mrs. Thompson lived happily ever after, with Benny chasing squirrels and Mrs. Thompson delighting in his joyful antics every single day. The little town was once again filled with Benny's happy barks and the sound of Mrs. Thompson's laughter.